What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 48. We're starting today's episode off on the back of the win against Rosenborg in match day 6 of the Europa League. No defeats in our last 6 in all competitions. Brentford are back in form, and aren't we feeling it? Right now in second place in the table, we're a whopping 10 points off Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool, who lead the way. I don't think we're going to be in a title race this season. It seems pretty clear at the moment there's a front runner in this division, and I think it is indeed going to be Liverpool's title to lose at this point right now. But taking on Spurs for the first game of today's episode here. Massive one. Obviously no longer in charge. Nuno no longer in charge of Spurs after his sacking on Monday. Taking on away at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Heading into this game here right now, 2 points and 2 places ahead of Spurs. For me, I think now, I've mentioned it, it's time to be brave. I think we've got a good enough amount of quality to be a Champions League team next season. The reason I believe that, we topped our Europa League group and we did it undefeated. In the league right now, again, we stuck to the big boys this season. We recorded a scalp against Manchester City in the last episode. I definitely think we've got what it takes now to be a top 4 contender. Saying to the game, we were brave from the very first whistle. Had a couple of great chances, had a header off the line here, but it was still 0-0. 35 minutes in, it was a very action-packed first half. In the second half, the game kind of died down a little bit. You know, the cliche of football was a game of 2 halves. This one definitely was. First half, loads of chances. Nothing really to report in the second until with 18 minutes to go. Oh my goodness gracious me! Stanley Young with the goal of the series, and no surprise, he's mobbed by most of the squad as well. This is absolutely brilliant. It's not the first amazing goal he scored for us, but to me, this is the goal of the series. Absolutely no doubt about it. We scored some great goals in this series so far. We had the Gutierrez scorpion kick last season. We've had quite a few long-range goals as well, but to me, that is the best of the best. Tight angle, gets the ball out of his feet, smacks one with the left foot with just his second touch, and bends one in to the far top corner as Brentford go a goal up in the London derby. Question is, can we hang on to a massive scalp? Unfortunately not. 8 minutes to go in what was a very balanced game, to be fair. Leon Goretzka, the former Bayern Munich midfielder, doesn't rip his shirt off and show his ridiculous body transformation. Have you seen like Goretzka's body and how it's changed over the years? It's ludicrous, man. This guy's been bulking and like crazy, man. It's unbelievable. This guy literally has creatine with every meal. But even so, 1-1 the final score. Goretzka bangs in the leveller. The German equalises for Spurs, and that was how the game would finish. So 1-1 draw. I'll take it though. I'll take it. It's not a bad result. Once again, we stand up to a big boy and claim a very big point. And I think now that's again a sign as to why we can be a Champions League side from next season onwards. You know, in the very first couple of seasons, every time I'd face a big team, I'd be like, oh my god, I'm gonna get humiliated. You know, sometimes we'd lose like 4-0, 5-0. Now, that's not the case, man. We go into those games, and I said it, you know, we go into those games thinking, we could win this. We could win this, and we so almost did as well. So 1-1 the final score. Following up, sort of Pinnock's deal is upcoming at the end of the year. I love Ethan Pinnock. I've talked about it before. Those success stories are just brilliant. I mention it every time I mention his name, but from Dulwich Hamlet to the Premier League, it's an amazing success story. But now in his 30s, I think it's time to let him go. He's one of only 2 players in the 30s here. The other is Jesse Lingard. So as a dressing room leader for the veteran experience, I like him a lot, but personally, I think it's best to let him go. Out of all the centre-halves we've got, he's the second lowest rated behind Fagan Walcott. I'm okay letting him go come the end of the season though, if he wants to leave for first team football now in the twilight of his career. Following that, goalless draw against Everton, absolutely nothing to report in that game. I'll be honest, one of the worst games of FIFA I've played so far. And for the third game of today's episode, another London derby, another massive one here. Arsenal away at the Emirates Stadium, facing Mikel Arteta's side early on into the game. What a save by Justin Balow, keeping it a 0-0. Amazing stop there. And then 26 minutes in, I thought this was a brilliant little goal as De Silva knocks on to Roberto Gutierrez, who bends one in from close range. But as I see this on the replay, was this offside? Oh, I don't know. To me, he looked on. And when I saw those lines drawn there, I was like, I mean, I'm going to trust the game and say maybe it was a millimetre offside. But to me, he looked on initially. He looked on the replay. However, the lino disallows it. VAR chalks the goal off. Gutierrez denied. And at the other end, Arsenal's very next attack results in a goal. It's just typical in FIFA sometimes, isn't it? Alexander Isak makes it 1-0. The Gunners go in front. And at this point, I was absolutely fuming. I was gritting my teeth so loud. The fourth official was telling me to keep it down. I was absolutely livid. I was so frustrated, man, because to me it was a brilliant goal as well. You know, a great knock on by De Silva after Tony's cross. But a great finish by Gutierrez. But we would find a leveller not long after Isaac banged in the opener. Tariq Lamptey's first of the year as the former Brighton and Chelsea right back puts us back on level terms, and deservedly so as well. And in the second half, looking to hopefully turn the game on its head and win it. 60 minutes to go. It's another brilliant save by Justin Balo. He's really coming alive now, the Dutch goalkeeper. He has a tough start to life in the Premier League. I mean, first to admit it, when I signed for Feyenoord, I was thinking, I've made the right decision here because he's not playing very well. But now he's looking really good. Man of the match against Man City. A couple of amazing saves here, and with 4 minutes to go. Oh, get in! Get in! It is deserved, and then some. Goal chalked off in the first half. But I talked about it. This man plays with some fire. Love him to pieces. Roberto Gutierrez smacks it in. The away fans going ballistic. This was class as well. Couple of little bits of skill with the ball roll. Quick little fake shot to beat the last defender. And with a weaker left foot, bangs it in to the top corner. And what a season the Uruguayan is having. 10 in 15. And I really feel like as we celebrate our second scalp in 2 months, first Man City and now Arsenal away. Massive victory here. I really feel like last season, you know, Gutierrez had an amazing campaign, but I talked about it. It was overshadowed. It was overshadowed by the fact that Ivan Toney scored 33 goals in the league. But Gutierrez came close to getting 20 for the season. This year, now that Toney's had the injury with a broken toe, he's starting to come back to full fitness. Gutierrez is taking over from Ivan Toney now and saying, listen, Tony was the past, and for a while he was the present. But now, I'm the future and the present as well. Gutierrez as well. Really great goal there in a big turnaround 2-1 victory at the Emirates Stadium. So for the fourth game of today's episode, this would be the Carabao Cup quarterfinal. And I mentioned it before, I wasn't going to take this competition seriously until we reached the latter rounds. Well, now we are here facing David Moyes' side, who are having a great season in the league right now, pushing for a Champions League place just like us. I did rotate quite a lot on my side. We were coming in midweek and a lot of fixture congestion in December. There were still quite a few starters out there as well. We had the first chance of the game. Great save, kept it at 0-0, and 30 minutes in. Oh, Tony denied his first domestic goal since injury. Masuaku clearing his chip off the line as it was still 0-0. We've been the better team in the first half though, played the better football, looked the better side as well, and just past the hour marker to Sean Pratt, wins the ball back here with a great tackle. He storms forward, plays a 1-2 of Ivan Toney, rolls it through to Ollie Watkins, who beats the last defender and the goalkeeper as well. What a run from Sean Pratt, going coast to coast, winning it back in our own area, playing the 1-2 with a shock and going all the way to roll the ball through to Ollie Watkins. He's been a great pickup on deadline day from Aston Villa as well. So Brentford in front, deservedly so as well. And the question was now, can we get that 2-goal cushion and secure our progress to the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup? 18.5 minutes to go. We would indeed. Stanley Young stepping in from the left. Not quite as good of a goal as his one against Spurs in the episode opener, I'll be honest. Not quite as sensational, but maybe, just as important, because that goal there wrapped up the victory. Final score, Brentford 2, West Ham 0. Definitely deserved to win in this game. Big clean sheet against the Irons, a big victory, and there it is. For the first time in the series, Brentford are heading to the EFL Cup semi-finals. Knocked out in the quarters in Season 1. This year we make the final 4 of the competition. And as we head into the semi-finals, the question is, who would we be facing in the final 4? Well, there were 2 championship sides remaining, but the other team, Liverpool, top of the league right now and running away with it. So who would we have in the Carabao Cup semi-finals? The championship side or the league leaders, Liverpool? Well, as you can see, we've got... Oh, wouldn't you just know it? Wouldn't you just know it? Stoke City versus Millwall is the other semi-final tie. I think we might have Millwall again. They had him in the FA Cup quarter-final last year. This time they've taken on Stoke City. And we've got Liverpool in the Carabao Cup semi-finals. First leg coming away at Anfield in early January. The second leg back home right towards the end of the month next month. And I don't know. To be fair, I can't complain because, last season in our FA Cup run to the semis, I mentioned it, we faced a lower league side every single round apart from the semi-final. Like, all the way until we faced the Red Devils at Wembley, we had a lower league side, so I can't really complain. Yes, we got Liverpool. It was a 33% chance, to be fair. We got Liverpool, they're the league leaders. I'll give it my best. I'll pick a very strong lineup at Anfield, but we're massive underdogs, no doubt about that. Still with the final game of today's episode on what has been a really, really good unbeaten run for Brentford here. 10 games without a loss. Now taking on Leicester City, Brendan Rodgers' side, right now sat in the relegation zone and having a really tough campaign. They took the lead through Belotti, the Italian forward, making it 1-0, and they should have made it 2-0 as well. Off the bar, and then a great save by Bale kept us only trailing by 1. And right before the break, in the first half where I played really poorly, I needed a bit of luck, and oh God, I tell you, we are gonna take it. And I love the animation as well. I notice it's a lot more intelligent nowadays. You see Kasper Schmeichel there slumped to the ground, then put his hand up to say that was my fault. I mentioned before, and I mentioned it in today's episode as well, like immersion is really, really important in FIFA CM, and you see it right there as well. It's an absolute gaff from the Dane, absolute howler. He's such a reliable goalkeeper, Kasper Schmeichel, but what an error. Passes it straight to Tariq Lamptey, offloads to Roberto Gutierrez, and that is the simplest of the goals he scored this season. Brentford won, Leicester won, and would find the goal to get in front with 13 minutes as well. Quickly win the ball back, lovely through ball to Roberto, brilliant through ball to be fair, and Gutierrez bags the brace. And I mentioned it in the game against Arsenal, Tony the first man to celebrate with him, but as much as we all love the shocker, a Docks legend, a complete hero, I think now the baton is being passed and Gutierrez is now becoming the star of this team. He turns the game on its head single-handedly, 2 on the final score. Well, with a little bit of help from Kasper Schmeichel. 2 on the final score. Big comeback turnaround victory there. The Foxes continue to struggle, but Brentford continue to thrive. Big victory. And at the halfway point in the season, with Gutierrez in the top 3 for goals this year, and Mbeumo is the joint highest assist maker this season, 19 games into the season, and also for Bale as well. Decent start for him, 6 clean sheets in 19 after what was a very tough beginning to life in the Premier League. It's been a great first half of the campaign for Brentford. Halfway through the season, we're in second place. We're 10 points off Liverpool. We're not going to catch them, let's be honest here. But the third highest scorers in the division. We're 2 points off West Ham in 5th as we stay in the top 4 for now. 6 points off Arsenal in 6th, and Southampton and Chelsea in 7th and 8th as well. I think European football is here to stay at Brentford. The question is, with half of the season to go, is it Europa League or Champions League? Well, that wins us to the career mode, guys. Big thank you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed it. And if you enjoyed today's episode, please drop a like. Most love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.